won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. In today's video breakdown, we're going to go over an XRP technical analysis trade breakdown on how it is that we were able to enter into this amazing and phenomenal position here today on XRP. A lot of the other students caught this trade, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you all, don't sleep on CYPRX. Here you guys can see a couple of the other students mentioning that they had caught the trade. We see Ian, we see Avodois, we see Jeff. Beautiful CYPRX confluences to the T, played out, absolutely phenomenal. And it just so happened to be that the CYPRX confluences played out around the same time that we had this massive breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, manipulation does exist in the market. And in today's video breakdown, I'm going to show you that here today in this trade setup. So with that being said, you guys can see the screen. Breaking: Judge Torres overrules the SEC's objection and orders the SEC to turn over the Hinman documents. This is probably one of the most bullish fundamentals that has come out for XRP in the past 2 years. This is something that we have been waiting on for quite some time, and finally Judge Torres has made her decision, and one of the main reasons why XRP is flying in terms of percentages today. With that being said, before we get into the technical analysis surrounding this XRP trade breakdown, which many of the other students caught here at CYPRX, we're going to just cover some fundamentals that we've been talking about on the Twitter page for quite some time via some articles that we're going to cover on the Daily Huddle. So in past YouTube videos, if you guys are new here, again, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. But if you're not new here, you all know that we have been covering the DXY strength for quite some time. I've been telling you all that we are not going to see a major pickup in altcoins until we see the DXY depreciate in value. But we have been covering that for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Now you guys can see how those fundamentals that we talk about here at CYPRX are now coming out at a later date, confirming everything that we've been telling you guys for the past 3 weeks. Okay, so here we can see crypto analyst details Bitcoin playbook through October, says the US dollar index is bullish for crypto. Scrolling down here to the meat of this article, something I highlighted: generally speaking, a bearish DXY is bullish for crypto and vice versa. Not only did the DXY confirm a bearish deviation from a 10-month level today, but it also closed back inside a channel from August. I told you guys that until we see a depreciation, just according to this chart analytical pattern right here, you guys can see that we're seeing a depreciation on the DXY temporarily. And I mentioned to you all in previous videos that until we see that take place, we are not going to see a major alt season. With that being said, I've been telling you guys to pay attention to the strength of the DXY and that we have been around and operating with the 2001 psychological levels from way back when that whole entire Black Swan event happened at 9/11 and things of that nature, and that there is going to be a massive capitulation event that happens in the DXY. Who knows what that economic fallout is going to be, but there is 110%, ladies and gentlemen, a Black Swan event that is coming, whether it's going to be some type of liquidity crisis, some type of market fallout, some type of nuclear scare, some type of pandemic, some type of, it's gonna be catastrophic, ladies and gentlemen, and trust and believe within the next 2 to 3 years, it is 110% coming. With that being said, how are you going to hedge against the depreciation of the United States dollar is the question. How are you going to set you and your family up, your loved ones up for success when the economy comes crashing down? I can almost guarantee you, again, not financial advice, that cryptocurrencies are going to be one of those thriving assets due to the liquidity crisis that the cryptocurrency markets solve. Okay, they're going to go parabolic, ladies and gentlemen. And again, that's just a personal opinion, not financial advice. Here we see this article to correlate with stuff that we've been talking about on this channel for the past 3 weeks. Abra CEO predicts crypto rally after end of strong dollar, says digital asset banks to take over TradeFi. Scrolling down here again to the meat of this article, something that he mentioned is that the reality is the dollar is really strong right now, but that's about to, in my opinion, reverse in a massive way. The Fed can't sustain what they are doing, and so I think everybody accepts the fact that we've got to get back to dramatically lower interest rates, which means falling dollar, which means risk asset prices are probably going to skyrocket again, which means crypto is going to get an outsized benefit from the versus traditional risk on assets. Ladies and gentlemen, again, that in combination with regulatory certainty, with regulatory clarity potentially coming into fruition towards the end of this year, my personal opinion, again, it's not going to take place until spring of next year. I could be wrong, but just from the insider sources that I have, most likely the settlement via the solution to finally be resolved and everything be completely under wraps. Spring of next year is the time frame that I'm looking for this Ripple ICC case to be completely over. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you all right now, it is going to be a parabolic and interesting year in 2023. I'm not necessarily saying that we're going to see new all-time highs or massive rallies, but in terms of percentage gains, I'm definitely seeking to see some massive gains in terms of percentages in the cryptocurrency market. Okay. With that being said, moving on, last but not least, before we get into the technicals, we have this article right here. Former Goldman executive predicts economic collapse. Obviously, of course, we've been calling that out here on this channel for quite some time. And it's just funny now how all the headlines are catching up to what CYPRX has been talking about for literally months now. Okay. Former Goldman Sachs executive says collapse is coming. He's loading up on crypto. Just to read this, macro guru and Real Vision CEO Raul Powell says that he's loading up on crypto assets as he expects economic data to dramatically deteriorate over the next several months. I had even tweeted out to you all that I was expecting a Fed pivot in the next 3 to 6 months. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the headlines are catching up to the price predictions and things that we talk about here on the CYPRX channel, way ahead of the curve. In a new discussion on Twitter, the former Goldman Sachs executive says that the risk on assets like stocks and cryptocurrency should drop much further as economic turmoil has already been most likely priced in. We will see the economic data over the next few months utterly collapse. We will see the inflation narrative utterly collapse, and we will be left with tatters. And the question of the markets asking is, does this mean that equities need to go lower or crypto needs to go lower? In my viewpoint, again, this is coming from Raul Paul, on that is I don't know, but possibly not much lower. So he's saying that the bottom could potentially not be in, and I've been in cahoots with that as well. I think that there's still a little bit more blood in the market that needs to come into fruition in the form of liquidations before we do see parabolic rallies. That's just my personal opinion. Again, not financial advice. I have capital that I'm setting on the side just in case that happens, but I'm also implementing capital now into the market just in case it doesn't happen. Remember, nobody here can predict the market. Accept the risk, understand how much money you have to play with, and pick and choose a strategy to start dollar cost averaging in or take leverage positions with. Not financial advice, ladies and gentlemen. There is going to be something massive that happens in the next year to 2 years in the cryptocurrency markets. Okay. Moving on. Again, I think that that's enough fundamental analysis for you guys just to prove to you all that here at CYPRX, we put stuff out way ahead of these fundamental analysis. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't follow us on Twitter or you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, definitely consider doing so now. Now to kind of show you just some screenshots again from some of the students that were able to catch this parabolic move on XRP. We see Ian, we see Abadwa, we see Jeff saying CYPRX strategy to the T. Let me slow down for you all real fast and go over the technicals, how you all could have utilized and implemented some of the things that we teach here on the YouTube channel to catch this beautiful position on XRP. Okay, I had mentioned to you guys also in a past tweet that I firmly believe that XRP is going to head into 60 cents. This could be the fundamental news that drives the price of XRP into that 60-cent psychological level. So if you're watching this video and that price has not come into fruition yet, be mindful of that psychological level. Okay, with that being said, let's go over the technicals on how you could have traded this New York session based off of past price action and understanding what happened the previous day. So as always, as intraday traders, you want to be mindful of what price action took place the previous day to give yourself an edge in the market on what current price action could potentially do. With that being said, if we hit the rewind button, again, most people will say hindsight testing is rubbish, but you could have given yourself all of this price action information and analysis to determine what the potential future of price action is going to be for XRP. So just looking at yesterday's price action coming into today's New York session, what did the markets do to give us an edge to determine the directional bias of the direction of XRP? Okay, well, right here, we can see a daily high coming in roughly at around 45 cents. From that high and from Asia session, the market grabbed pre-engineered liquidity during the manipulation window. You guys can see trend line liquidity here building up underneath of these lows. If you guys have been a follower of this YouTube channel for quite some time, you know that what do we trade against here at CYPRX? Trend line liquidity. Well, look what the market makers do during Asia. They drop and tank the market, i.e. because they're not going to buy up here from a high. They're going to push the market down into discount for themselves. and then they're going to buy price action at lows. Well, you guys can see how the pre-engineered lows in the market during the manipulation window for Asia session, which is roughly here in this area, were manipulated, then the market tanked, and then Asia session bought before passing price action over to London. So now you guys can kind of see that institutionalized pattern that we talk about here at CYPRX, where we see lows get violated. Okay, here's an Asia session low that gets violated by London session buyers, and then the market starts to create bullish order flow, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, coming into the next trading day because we have a new Asia session, which means a new daily candlestick opened here. You guys can see that it violated the previous day's high. So with that being said, we now have a new day to days worth of price action to analyze where we can determine and say, well, this low led to a break in market structure, creating a new daily high. So as of right now, we are operating inside of a new A to B range. So as long as the market holds above this low or prints any type of demand or bullish order flow above this low, we are in buy scenarios for XRP. Why? Because the market showed us the willingness to build liquidity beneath premature buyers in the market, buy stops above the market in the form of retail money prior to Asia session who are going to be willing to buy price action above these highs. The market makers violate the pre-engineered liquidity in the form of over-leveraged buyers chasing trend lines beneath lows, and then they reverse their bias and start to buy price action on XRP at a discount, leading to new market structure highs. This is now bullish order flow and a new A to B move. After the liquidation event beneath lows here, you guys can see the market started to print higher highs and higher lows, which led to a new market structure high. That is a signal that the market makers have no interest in pushing price lower, and they're more so inclined to grab liquidity above highs. We know that the market makers, what they're trying and attempting to do is steal liquidity from the market in the form of over-leveraged players. With that being said, if they show us the willingness to scoop up liquidity from lows and make new market structure highs, we have to see this, ladies and gentlemen, as bullish order flow. And until the level that led to the market break in structure, okay, you guys can see how this high is now the new high in play. This would now be the more significant low that you need to be mindful of before we can consider price action on XRP being bearish again. As long as price is above this, we have to confirm that the market makers have an interest in taking external liquidity and not internal liquidity. Okay, so their targets are going to be highs, which means bullish order flow for XRP. All right, with that being said, now that we have all that analyzed, we can go into extreme detail just by understanding what happened the previous day. This gives us a higher probability to take buy positions during the New York session that we're going to be looking to trade, which was today's session. So now going into detail on how you could have caught this trade, we know that banking institutions like the trade based off of discount from where they bought from previous days. With that being said, we can highlight candlestick bodies down to the wicks from previous London and Asia sessions because we know the next following New York session in this general vicinity is going to seek to buy from a discount from where they bought from in previous sessions. Well, if we only have this session's day worth of data to determine where the banks bought from previously, we can scroll down and we can see that New York session bought roughly at around 42.5 cents and London session bought right beneath them. So taking our box tool, highlighting from the candlestick bodies down to the wick and extending that over, we can say to ourselves now operating in this New York session that if price action comes down into this area, we can be potential buyers. Why? Because we know the market makers are printing bullish order flow. How do we determine that? Because they created a new market structure high here from the previous day's market structure high. So now the market is respecting bullish order flow. And as long as we remain above this low here, we have to respect that the markets are buying XRP. With that being said, you guys can now see that coming into this New York session, the market got past price action at a high. It dropped price down into lows. That bullish email Hinman news came out and the market has since then rallied. Ladies and gentlemen, watch how simplistic this is. Just taking buy positions, not even going into fractal structure or going into Fibonacci discounts, buying at a proper discount from institutionalized levels. This is simply just buying at a level from where banking institutions bought from before. This is barely scratching the surface of the information and knowledge that we give to the CYPRX students. Simply just applying this rule that we've taught you guys on YouTube, tracking previous areas of premium and discount and understanding order flow properly. Look at how you could have capitalized on putting your stops beneath the previous day's lows, capitalizing on where previous banking institutions during New York session bought from, placing a buy position, potentially either dollar cost averaging in, or maybe you're trading XRP leverage like we do here at CYPRX, and you could have capitalized on an amazing move to the upside. So you guys see here, again, something that we talk about on the channel is that the banking institutions during New York session got past price action where? In comparison to where they bought from the previous day, they got past price action at a high. Look at this price action, ladies and gentlemen, fibbing from where New York session bought from the previous day up until the high that broke market structure from the previous day. You guys can see that New York session got past price action at a 50% discount from where they bought from the previous day. I'll go ahead and I'll put that back on for you guys. Taking from the fib, from the low to the high that broke the previous day's high, again, confirming bullish order flow. You guys can see here, this was the previous day's high. This high broke the previous day's high. Okay, so now on the daily, we've made a new high. When New York session got past this price action, ladies and gentlemen, they were only at a 50% discount from where they bought from the previous day during this New York session. Look what they did. During London session, what can you see? If you've been watching this YouTube channel for quite some time, we see a double bottom retail pattern formation. Retail traders during London session manipulation window, which is roughly right here in this area, were buying this dip or buying this retail double bottom formation with leverage positions underneath of these lows for XRP. Their positions look something like this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all of this combined, we see a discounted area from where banking institutions bought from the previous day in the form of this blue box. We see London session manipulation, equal lows, double bottom formations, retail patterns. Coming into the New York session, we see that New York session got past price action at 50% discount. We know that they seek and like to buy at least 62%. Okay, so with that being said, not only that, we can solidify that there was trend line liquidity beneath these lows. We see one touch here, another touch here, and a third touch here. The market makers will attack a trendline liquidity area where retail traders are buying beneath lows 9 times out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, before they put in their institutionalized orders. Well, now you can see the market makers drop price down into discount from where they bought from the previous day. So simply just applying the tracking methodology, the advanced tracking methodology that we teach here on the YouTube channel to you guys could have capitalized on a beautiful risk to reward on XRP. Regardless if you trade leverage or if you're just looking to dollar cost average in, this was a beautiful setup, taking buys from these lows and watching how it all played out. Okay, absolutely phenomenal. Logical take profit areas. Again, we're not being greedy. We're simply scalping these markets, intraday trading, adding long-term positions, or trading leverage on XRP. This was a phenomenal trade that multiple students caught in the community chat. CYPRX strategy to the T. Time and time again, we show you guys that we put our money where our mouth is via our technical analysis, and also along with some of the fundamentals that we've been saying to you guys for the past 3 weeks. You guys can now see how all of the articles are coming out and catching up with what we've been talking about here at CYPRX. As always, blessings to you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video breakdown or if our technical analysis is easily digestible, make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. For anybody considering taking a step further in their technical analysis career and how to read the markets properly, the link is in the description down below. We would love to have you on the team. We're looking for highly motivated individuals with a high teachability index who are looking to go a step further via how they read and analyze the charts. Blessings to you guys. As always, be cognizant, be safe, be aware, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say